Yes or no? Do you believe
All
nicotine
right.
is not?
So the next video before we get into some Overwatch we're about to be watching is the porn industry's greatest experiment.
Not addictive?
I believe nicotine is not.
Yes or no? Do you believe nicotine is not addictive?
I believe nicotine is not addictive. Yes.
And I too believe that nicotine is not addictive.
1994. Internal documents from the tobacco industry were leaked. In those documents, a date kept appearing. 1953. 41 years earlier, they had proven that cigarettes cause cancer. They buried the research, they attacked the scientists who spoke out, and they kept selling them. By the time the truth came out, 8 million people were dead. 2007,
What?
internal emails from Purdue
Wait.
surfaced.
They knew?
They had known Oxycontin.
They knew since the 50s?
Was highly addictive from the very beginning.
The maker of OxyContin pleaded guilty today, admitting its role in the opioid epidemic.
450,000 people died.
I mean, bro, you're taking a drug called Oxycodone. Like, you don't think that shit's addictive?
Anyone stop them? 2021, a Facebook whistleblower released thousands of pages of internal research. The company knew Instagram was destroying teens' mental health. They had the data in front of them, but they chose profit over safety. 3 times in 30 years, an industry had evidence that their product was causing mass harm. 3 times, they buried it. 3 times, by the time the public found out, the damage had already been done. So here's the question. What if it's happening again, right now?
This is a device which trains the animal to turn on the stimulus for himself.
1954. James Olds and Peter Milner implanted electrodes into the brains of rats and connected them to a lever. Every time the rat pressed the lever, a small electrical current stimulated the pleasure center of its brain.
Animals would continue for hours and hours and didn't seem to satiate. They would just keep doing it for long, long periods of time. They would do it to exhaustion.
The rats kept pressing the lever, even when food was right next to them, and the researchers concluded the brain's reward system can't tell the difference between real and artificial. That was 1954. 32 years earlier, someone had already figured this out. 1886, Atlanta. A pharmacist mixed coca leaves, cola nuts, sugar, and carbonated water. He calls it Coca-Cola. The cocaine makes you alert. The caffeine keeps you coming back. The sugar hits your bloodstream. The formula was designed to be addictive. 1903.
We realized that cocaine was problematic and addictive.
Coca-Cola removes it from the formula. This should have killed the company, right? It didn't, because somewhere between 1886 and 1903, something changed. People weren't drinking it for the cocaine anymore. They were drinking it for what the cocaine had taught them to associate with the bottle. Energy, refreshment, happiness. The substance was gone, but the craving remained. Coca-Cola had accidentally discovered something that the rats would later prove in a lab. You don't really need the reward. You just need the brain to think it's getting the reward. And so they leaned into it, red and white everywhere.
What? So like, that low-key explains why hella people don't do hard shit.
Bottle shake.
Because there's hella like, what's it called? What's the word? What's the sentence I'm looking for, chat? What's the sentence? There's a reason why people don't do hard shit anymore. It's because there's a lot of shit that gives you that same stimulation. Because when you really work for something for real, it's like you get hyped that you work for that shit. But you could get something of that same like hype by not working for shit. That's crazy, bro. That's why we have hella lazy people.
The pause that refreshes.
There's nothing like ice-cold Coca-Cola.
By the 1950s, Coca-Cola was spending more on advertising than what was in the actual bottle.
That low-key makes sense, though. Like, ain't you supposed to do that on, like, a business perspective, though? Like, spend more on advertisement? Because if you have a good advertisement, that's gonna push it. Because the one thing about Coke, bro, you want to know something, chat? I learned this in my physics, or not physics, my current world problems class. Approximately 94% of the world's population recognizes the red and white logo of Coca-Cola. 94% of the world, not the US, the world. 94% of the world. Over 200 countries know what Coca-Cola is. 200 countries. Serves roughly 1.9 billion people daily. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and 94% of that 8 billion people understand what Coca-Cola is. Hold on, let's just... $7.7 billion people is 94% of our population. 7.7 billion people. 7.7 billion people know what Coca-Cola is. That's why it's good as a business perspective to spend money on advertising than like actually the product. Like spend money on the product, make the product good. But like the advertisement matters way more because 94% recognize Coca-Cola. The cocaine made it addictive at first. That's what he was saying, which makes sense because, you know, cocaine is like a stimulant. It's a stimulant drug. But what really keeps them coming back is that refreshment advertising.
Selling a drink. They were selling the feeling.
Like, doesn't this like kind of look kind of dope though? They were selling the feeling. That's what you want to do. The advertisement is selling the feeling. But like, look, like this advertisement looks kind of tough. Like, I kind of want a Coke.
And once this principle was understood, the question became, what's the strongest signal the human brain has? What instinct is so deep, so automatic, so powerful that if you could trigger it artificially, you could build an empire?
It's dopamine. It's dopamine. It's dopamine.
Well, someone found the answer.
Throughout the world, throngs
It's dopamine.
of people hail the end of the war in Europe.
Post-World War II,
The baby boom.
American advertising discovers something. Sex sells better than the product itself. The progression was clear. You show less product and you show more sex.
You don't even know what the product is until like the last 2 seconds. It's always some model walking out all sexy, right? And on the 28th second, right? Pepsi.
But there was a limit. You could use sex to sell, but you couldn't sell sex itself. Well, not openly, not legally, not at scale, until technology changed that. 1990s, the internet goes public. And within a decade,
40 million Americans who surf pornography online.
Not because people suddenly wanted it more, but because the barrier disappeared.
This is an anonymous way that they can discreetly look at adult content without having to worry about, you know...
You don't have to walk out of sex world with the brown paper bag.
Exactly.
By 2010, the industry was generating
$96 billion
annually, larger than Hollywood, Netflix, and the music industry combined.
$96 billion over some porn?
But the playbook wasn't complete. It was easy to access, but now they needed to make it impossible to resist.
Hey, guess what? There's a screen where I'm going to take you where you could shop for as many nubile, fertile, ready young women, and you never have to see the same woman twice if you surf for the next 600 years. My brain has been hijacked.
They studied retention rates like social media studied engagement. They A/B tested thumbnails like e-commerce tested checkout buttons. They used the same neuroscience casinos used to keep people playing. And then the delivery system got faster. Dial-up became broadband. Laptops became smartphones. Now we get frustrated when a video buffers for a few seconds. The gap between impulse and action has disappeared. The science of the rat.
That's crazy. I do get kind of pissed off when my computer takes a second to load. I'm not gonna flock. Sometimes, like, Streamlabs won't open right away, and I'll be like, fuck, dude, like, just hurry the fuck up. It's only been like 30 seconds. And I watched like 2 Instagram reels, and I'm like, why the fuck is it not loaded yet?
Applied at global scale.
That's kind of crazy, bro. I didn't realize that, like, I got so used to everything just loading so quick.
The lever was now in your pocket. Available 24/7, personalized to your exact response pattern. Autoplay, recommendation algorithms, endless scroll. The rat stopped eating.
I'm
because
not
the
gonna
lever
lie, I used to have a problem with that shit back in 6th grade. Like, middle school, I used to have a huge problem with that type of shit. Early high school, too.
was easier than food. Millions stopped pursuing real relationships because the screen was easier than people.
Damn, what? You know what's crazy, too? That shit's real. Have y'all seen studies about that? Where, like, the more you be beating your shit, the less you actually want a real girl. Because it hurts your desire to actually go and search for a girl. It fries your dopamine receptors. Because the thing is, we're still mammals. Like, at the bottom of everything, we are still mammals. Like, we're just more developed than other animals, right? But at the bottom of it, we're still mammals, bro. We have a brain. We have hormones. We have receptors. Like, we have shit that reacts to other shit. You know what I'm saying? So when we're beating our dick, and the thing is too, bro, I'm not gonna lie, technology's like, it makes you forget all about that shit. Like, it makes you think like we're like on top of everything, but at the bottom of it, we're still like, we're nature, bro. We're a part of nature. Like, we've made hella advancements for the human race and stuff, but we're still like deep down, like we really still are mammals. So when you fry your dopamine receptors, you don't have the desire to go and get a baby mama, bro. You don't have the desire to go and search for some pussy. Yeah. That's why beating your meat's bad for you, bro. But it's really hard to quit.
The researchers in 1954 wrote, the subjects appear unable to stop, even when it interferes with basic survival behaviors. 70 years later, that sentence describes an entire generation. But this time, it wasn't an experiment, it was an industry.
The big porn industry, just like there's big tobacco and big pharma, there's a big porn industry.
And unlike tobacco or opioids or social media, this one had no whistleblowers, no leaked documents, no internal research, no regulation. Because officially, it didn't exist. It was just entertainment, just freedom of expression, just the internet. The playbook was complete. Hijack the brain's reward system, remove the substance and amplify the signal. Use algorithms to optimize consumption, scale it globally, and monetize every click. And when people start asking questions about the harm, you deny it, you deflect, and you delay. Because by then, the damage was already done.
Damn! It is really bad for your brain. Have y'all seen the image? Have y'all seen the Have y'all seen this? Heroin and then your brain on porn. Like, this is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. This is like the thing about like porn and shit. It's like I don't even know how it causes this much damage. I could not tell you. I'm not no fucking scientist, but this looks like it's worse than a heroin addict. Honestly, I mean, hey, like you lose activity there on heroin, but hey, at least you still got it when you beating your meat. You feel me? But like, bro, you lose. It makes your willpower like trash as well. It makes your willpower trash. Have y'all ever like, okay, for like my men out there, because I think the statistic for like porn addicts and men is a lot higher than women, but like you just don't have willpower. Like you don't have willpower. You lose your discipline. You lose all that shit. Swear to God, man. It's pretty bad, bro. There's all like, bro.
Decades, people asked, where's the harm? It's just pixels on a screen, not a substance, not a drug. The answer came in 2014. Cambridge University. They put habitual porn users in an MRI machine. What they found was undeniable.
The compulsive users' brains were twice as active in their ventral striatum, just like addicts responding to drugs or alcohol.
The same brain patterns as cocaine addicts. Reduced grey matter in the prefrontal cortex, weakened reward sensitivity, the brain of a drug addict without the drug. But here's what made it different from cocaine. A cocaine addict knows he's an addict. Society knows he's an addict. There are treatment centers, interventions, support.
But there's none of that with porn.
Groups. The porn user, he has no support, no expert guidance on how to quit. He doesn't know there are programs like the Desexualized Mind that will guide him step by step over the course of 30 days to help him quit his porn addiction. He thinks he has to fight the battle alone.
There's the additional sort of layer of shame that's associated.
You low-key do. Bro, like, it's hard to tell people like that, like you're addicted to that shit. It's hard. But honestly, bro, you just gotta be a man and you just gotta stop. Like, bro, it's hard, but bro, you're a man. Like, bro, you're gonna fall behind if you don't. You see how many like lazy ass men there are? Have y'all looked at a porn addict? They don't got shit going on.
With the sexual content, and it's often a singular activity that you're doing, unlike other addictions.
You just gotta stop, bro. I mean, like, okay, look, I say that, but like, I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man too. Like, obviously, I'm like, man, I just want to bust a nut real quick. Like, it happens, bro. It happens. But you just gotta, bro. The thing about it is like that's you being a mammal. That's you being a mammal. Like, you're just like, man, I just want to fucking like bust real quick. That's you being a mammal, right? But here's what separates humans from animals. We can have, okay, look. We can have the will to not do something, even if our body desires it. We can be like, nah. The thing about an animal, they can't stop that. Their brain isn't as self-conscious as ours. Like, you know what I'm saying? So instead of falling into your instincts, you low-key gotta be smart. Like, you low-key gotta be smart about it. You low-key gotta just be like, I can't do that. And yeah, like when you first do quit porn, it's hard as well because he just said it fucks up your willpower. So like now it's even harder. But bro, you still gotta be smart about it, gang. You still gotta be like, look, like it's hard, but like, bro, look. You gotta stop.
As a group, let's say.
And so the brain damage happens in silence. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that says, don't eat the whole cake. Don't send that angry text. Don't click on one more video. When it shrinks, impulse control dies.
All of the wonderful skills that you see in the prefrontal cortex, which are organizing, strategizing, staying vigilant, being mindful, guess what ends up happening? You can't do it anymore. It gets hammered, it gets impaired, and you're out.
The brain damage was measurable.
Damn. Yo, what's goody? Dropped you a follow. Appreciate you, dog. Bruh, there's no way that, like, bro, that makes so much sense, though. Like, if you don't have a developed prefrontal cortex, you cooked. You low-key cooked. Your decision-making is not as good.
But there were other costs. Ones that wouldn't show up in an MRI. Testosterone levels in young men declining for decades.
That's not because of porn. That's not because of porn, bro. I'm not gonna fly. Testosterone is declining because people are eating more processed shit. That's not because of beating your meat. Like, just busting a nut straight up isn't gonna lower your test. Like, people, that is so stupid. So sexually active people have lower testosterone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dumbass way to put it. Like, the thing is, though, is because people are eating processed sugars, they're not working out, they're being lazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just beating your, like, the reason why porn addicts are the reason why porn addicts also have low test is because they probably have a bad diet, right? Because their willpower's trash, right? So they can't stop eating the cake. They can't work out because it's too hard. I don't like working out because it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. It's like a side effect. It's not really like a direct cause of lower test. How's your things going? It's chilling, bruh. What about you? How you doing?
Sperm counts cut in half since the 1970s. Erectile dysfunction in men under 40 has increased at unprecedented.
Oh, yeah. Have y'all seen porn-induced erectile dysfunction? It's bad.
Levels. Researchers debate the causes: environmental toxins, processed food, stress. But there's a variable no one wants to study: an entire generation of men flooding their brains with sexual stimuli multiple times per day for years.
There wouldn't be pornography unless we wanted it. Now, why do we want it? What's it answering to? And it's answering to something in our natures.
Your reward system works on a simple principle. Do something that helps survival, get a dopamine hit. Eat food, dopamine. Have sex, dopamine. Accomplish something, dopamine.
Evolutionarily, when orgasm feels really good, we're going to have more sex, and that'll result in the continuation of the human race.
Sexual release is supposed to be tied to reproduction, the signal and the outcome inseparable. But when you separate them, when you trigger the signal without the outcome, thousands of times over years, the system...
That's damn! When you trigger it without the outcome, that's why people... That's like... Damn!
Breaks.
It's now possible for young men to look at more beautiful nude women in one day than any man in history had ever seen. That's not nothing.
And so your brain does what it has to do to survive. It downregulates dopamine receptors to protect itself.
Those cells actually shrink. So what do they feel like now normally, just walking around? Not as good.
You've numbed yourself.
Holy shit, bruh! So you're like, bro, your dopamine receptors shrink because they're used to such a big ass hit that they don't need to be as like big anymore, right? But then when you stop, everything else doesn't seem fun anymore because they're actually like, they're smaller. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Like,
life. And here's the cruelest part.
Train their brain to need to sit and watch and be a voyeur and need a certain level of stimulation.
Oh yeah, like cuckery shit.
In order to get sexually excited.
The more you use it, the less it works. But the less it works, the more you need it. And this is why you end up on page 50. Because your brain needs more stimulation to feel anything at all.
You know, whatever it is that you start out wanking to is going to start seeming boring.
Wanking.
You'll have to find something yet more disgusting to get the same thrill.
One of the most popular categories on Pornhub was teen. They're intentionally made to look underage with the pigtails and the flat chests and the braces and the no makeup and all of that. And so whatever is making the most money, you push that forward, right? And so
when tobacco...
That's insane, bruh. Have y'all seen the study that, like, I think it's like 1 in every 4 people is like a predator and shit? Hold on. What? Damn. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men were sexually abused. 1 in every 6 dude and 1 in every 4 girl? About 77% of predators are married, and 93% are religious? (93 to 98% of abuse offenders are male. That makes sense. Because Because I was gonna say like, if you're searching for teens on, you know, them sites, you know what I'm saying? If you're searching for teens on them sites, you might start finding that more attractive in real life too. So then the predatory rates spike up. And I was gonna say that makes sense that 98% of predators are male because more men are addicted to porn.
Companies knew cigarettes cause cancer, they hid the research. When pharmaceutical companies knew opioids were addictive, they hid the data. The porn industry didn't need to hide anything because no one was looking. No government research funding, no public health campaigns, no medical school training, just silence.
That's crazy.
And in that silence, an entire generation's brains were rewiring.
12 to 13-year-olds are
average child is first exposed to porn between the ages of 8 and 10. What kind of impact can this have on kids?
That's rough. That's rough. Me, I would, dude. For me, I think I was like, hold on, I'm trying to think. Hold on. I was 12.
Kids.
By the time Cambridge published their findings in 2014, the internet had existed for 17 years. An entire generation had grown up with it. The damage was already done.
Damn, an entire generation has grown up with it?
And that's what I found. And from that first Google image search, the rush was pretty incredible. And from that first search, I was hooked. And that was the start of my 15-year descent.
Well, like, the thing is, like, with me, I grew out of it because I'm like, dog, who am I to be sitting here jerking off to another guy getting pussy? But, like, dude, for most people, they don't get that. Like, with me, I was just, but, like, with me, I had external factors. I was always told it was bad. You know, outside of it, you know, I had my own shit going on. I was making videos. I was like, you know, I had disciplinary actions outside of it as well. So I think that reinforced the thought process of this is bad for me. But most people, they don't got that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Most people, they, like, the average high schooler goes to school, comes home, I mean, might hang out with friends, you know what I'm saying? But they, you know, maybe they're in sports or whatever. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have shit going on and you're not constantly like, yeah, this is bad, you're probably going to be addicted to it. Like, it's literally, he just said, it's as addictive as most stimulant drugs. It is a stimulant.
Into the vortex of internet porn.
1954, the rat experiment ended. The researchers had learned what they needed to know. Artificial reward destroys natural motivation. They published their findings and
artificial reward destroys natural motivation.
Stopped. But the human experiment, it never stopped.
That's Aura. Hold on. Wait, hold on. What was the quote?
They published their findings, and the artificial reward destroys natural motivation.
Oh, yes, sir. We are putting that. How much aura did I just gain?
They published their findings, and they stopped. But the human experiment, it never stopped.
Now we have a whole generation of boys desensitized.
1997, Internet pornography begins. 2007, tube sites launch unlimited free content. 2010, smartphones put it in every pocket. 2025,
we have 130 million daily active users.
The internet
130 million.
Pornography, the crack cocaine of addictions, of visual addictions.
No one ended the experiment.
87% of porn watchers are men. Where's my mouse? 87% of men watch porn in the week. 18 to 35. So that's not even like teenagers. This is like adults to 35. Women, it's 28. Look at that difference, dog. It's because look. It's because as men, the desire to have sex is so strong. It's so strong. It actually is so strong. Especially if you have high test levels. Like if you're working out all the time and stuff like that, it is so hard to like stay not associated with porn because your desire to like fucking just nut is like hella strong, dog.
No one said we've learned enough. The experiment
But you gotta thug it, dog. You gotta thug it. Like you can't be.
just kept
87 is crazy.
scaling. And it's still running today with you in it.
One of the fastest moving, most global experiments ever unconsciously conducted.
But here's what makes you different from the rats. The rats didn't know they were in an experiment. They didn't know the lever was destroying
Oh
them.
yeah, that's a
They
big
could-
one. That's a big one. Why can't I get hard with women is crazy strong. I remember when I was at like the peak of my addiction, I was like messing with this girl, bro, and I was trying to clap, bro. We were about to clap. I ended up clapping, but dog, it took me like 15 minutes to get that bitch up. I'm not even playing. She had to like do a little bit of sucking and shit, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. I could not get my shit up, gang. It was rough. It was so bad. I was so embarrassed. Like, and I didn't even know that shit was from porn, bro. I just thought, cause like, you know, it was my first time and all that, that I was like, okay, shoot, dang. Like, I guess, cause you know, a lot of people struggle with getting it up for their first time. But I don't get nervous. So like, the reason why people struggle to get it up is because they get nervous. But I wasn't nervous. I just couldn't get my shit up because I was like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't understand what was happening. You can.
And scientists who say it can actually change the shape of the brain.
You know your brain has been changed. You know the lever is in your pocket. You know the algorithm is designed to keep you pressing it. The rats had no choice. You do.
What makes the human unique? We have all the same desires, but humans have one area that's unique. We have regions of our brain that allow us to override instinct. And you put food in front of the starving animal, they'll eat it. And you can put food in front of a starving human, and if that human wants, they can choose not to eat it.
The brain that was changed can change again. Neuroplasticity works both ways. The pathways that were built can be weakened. The pathways that were neglected can be rebuilt. The damage is
And so you can fix it. You can't fix it, you just gotta wanna fix it.
permanent.
And bro,
But first,
that's legit what I just said though. That's legit what I just said. If you stop, like, it can rebuild itself. But I was also saying, like, you have the choice to not do that because like our brains are so developed. We're mammals, but like we're developed enough to be smart about it. Damn, we really are. We ain't shit, bro. We're humans. We ain't shit.